Okay, hello everyone. I am your dungeon master for the evening, Get Off McLeod, and we're having a very special series of a very special campaign. We have the one, the only Mini Cloud joining us for a saunter through Humblewood.
Hi.
I'm very excited for this. Yeah, she's excited too. Mini Cloud, what's the name of your character?
The name of my character is Piper Pick McLennin.
And what is she?
She is a Vulcan.
Very good. So, and she has a little friend, doesn't she?
Yes, my little bee friend, Barnaby.
Barnaby. That's right. Okay. Well, then we'll get started with this here. I'm glad to have you everybody aboard. Please enjoy the viewing, and as always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave a comment below. Also, stop by Sparkles Mandy's Twitch channel. She puts her and the lovely folks at RPGsidebar.com put all of this stuff together for us so that we can play on their multiple one shots. Now we have a little mini cloud campaign. There'll be more stuff coming down the road, but much thanks to her and the channel. That'll be twitch.tv/sparkles_Mandy. We go live fairly often, so just stop on by. All right, so Mini Cloud.
Yes.
Imagine for a moment you've been walking for a very long time. You have a pack on your back that is almost as big as you are. It's heavy, isn't it?
Pretty heavy.
But you know how to carry it. You've learned how to find the right path through the tall trees, even when the path is hiding. You can look at the big wide sky and know if the rain is coming to visit. You even know how to make a campfire out of just a few little sticks. You've learned.
That's
What's up? Go ahead.
that's sweet.
You've had to learn these things. You've done a very good job of it. You're a small Vulpin girl with soft red fur and bright eyes, the color of rainy mornings. You said your name was Piper Pick McLennin, and that's who you are. Your ears are very special. They catch the tiny sounds of the woods and the whispers that most people walk right on past. You are 10 years old, and for the last 2 years, you have been your own grown up, taking care of yourself. But you're not completely alone. Tucked right into the scruff of your neck, buzzing by your ear, is Barnaby. As you can see in the picture in the background, he's a big fuzzy bumblebee with golden stripes. When the road feels a little too long or the woods feel a little too quiet, Barnaby is there. He's a good friend, and friends make even the longest walks feel a little shorter. 3 days ago, you found a note pushed under your door. It didn't have a name on it, but it said something very important. It
What?
said, it said, I'll tell you right now, there is someone who needs a helper in Meadowfen. Go south. You are just the person we've been looking for. And the music a little too loud on my end. Um, when you read those words, you felt a little spark in your heart, the kind of spark that tells you a story is about to begin. So you and Barnaby started walking. You arrived in Meadowfen just as the sun was turning the world to gold in the late afternoon. It's a place that feels like deep, a deep, happy breath. There's a creek that sparkles like diamonds and houses with clean windows and planter boxes underneath them. You could smell fresh bread baking and the sweet scent of dry hay. It's the kind of place where you feel like you belong just by being there. Would you like to see what Meadowfen looks like?
What? Sorry, I can't hear you over the music.
Okay, go into the Discord call and right click, and you'll see where it says user volume over Miss Bunny. You see it?
Okay, all good now.
So I was going to say, Do you want to see? Did you hear anything of what I said? Mini Cloud?
I heard about you talking about the village, but not about the question you asked.
Oh, I said, do you want to see what Meadowfen looks like? This the village.
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm going to share an image. It's going to pop up on your side of the computer. Let me know when you see it. Did it pop up for you?
Yes.
Cool. All right, if you take your mouse wheel and you scroll in like forward, you can zoom in, and if you scroll back, you can zoom out.
Okay.
As you can see it, then if you click on the mouse wheel, you can move the picture around.
It's a very pretty map.
Mm-hmm. And you're coming in from the east over on this. Oh, I can't. Over on this side of things. You see where I'm pinging? Let me try a different color. Do you see my pings now? The little circles on the map?
Yes.
Okay, so you're coming in from this side. Okay, you're coming from Winnowing Ranch, the area over there. You're not from there, but that's the latest big city. It looks like the most peaceful place in the whole world. And it's going to stay that way for maybe at least just one more day. Images. Where? There we go. So there you are, you and Barnaby looking down on Meadowfen.
It looks very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
So like I said,
Barnaby looks.
Go ahead.
I said Barnaby looks adorable.
As you look down, he kind of flies around your face and like around your neck, and his constant buzzing sound is very comfortable to you. You've heard it for a very long time now. And as he lands on your shoulder, you both look down into Meadowfen, and you wonder what could possibly have summoned you to such a calm and peaceful place. But you're not going to find anything out up here. What do you want to do?
Maybe go down and for to the end to the entrance. Maybe have a look around.
Okay. So as you walk from, as I said, from the east over here, and you are making your way, you can see a couple of things. On your right, as you walk by, you see a field full of tents. There are sparse fires. The tents aren't in very good repair. There's a lot of patches on them. A lot of the gear looks to be broken or repaired. The people inside they look very poor. They all are a little dirty, and they don't have many things. As you walk by, you see a sign that says refugee camp. By your best notice, you could probably tell that these are people that might have had problems at their homes and where the towns where they're from, and they've had to leave with what they could carry and go somewhere safe. Continuing to walk down the path, you see some businesses on nice houses on the left. Very big roofs, 2-3 story buildings, very large houses. You can see various humble folk around the grounds working and keeping them clean.
Ooh.
Yeah. So in the distance, over the bridge in the on the other side of the river, there's you could see a couple of traveler style buildings. There's what looks like a tavern. There's a blacksmith. There's a city hall where like all the important people go to make decisions about the town, and a council hall where all the people of Meadowfen will gather together to to vote and make decisions about the town itself. You know from listening to adventurers talk about their time on the road that the tavern's always a good place to start. But if you want to kind of get to know like the local people who are in charge, the city hall might be good as well. But sometimes they don't have time for kids, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. Uh, if you mind, can you tell me how to like move my map to the side a little, so I can, it
Yeah,
can move to another part because I can't seem to make it go to the other way. The
that's
other
fair.
way.
Yeah, so you know the scrolling wheel on your mouse?
Yeah.
Just click it, hold it down, and then move it around.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No problem. So I'm talking about this is the tavern right here,
Okay.
and this is City Hall.
Okay.
It looks like most of the businesses are closed. It's probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. So probably a time when most business owners are closing down and going home to eat dinner and relax until tomorrow morning when they have to go back to work. You see, there's a lot of farmland in the distance outside of Meadowfen. The crops look to be very green and vibrant. You can see that there are places where they're growing cabbages, and other places they're growing corn and wheat and all different kinds of vegetables and grains, and they all look very healthy, very full of life. Farming here is apparently going very well.
Is it like summer or spring?
It's like spring.
Oh.
So things are just beginning to come into bloom. It's still a couple of weeks away from harvest time, but everything looks to be coming along very well.
Do you think there's any? Do you think like the farmer farming these crops are still open, and maybe I could buy some for dinner, or do I already have?
Um, so the farmers don't really. You would know the farmers don't sell food normally to people. They would sell them to like the tavern, or they would sell it at the market, and you could get your food there. You probably could walk by, and the farms are a little bit farther to the north of town up in here, and it's several different farms. You got Azamar Farm, Snow Farm. There's a co-op farm. So like if you look at the right, there says cooperative farms. That means that it's a bunch of villagers that get together and they all work that land together, and that's for them. And then everything else is like sellable crops.
Okay.
Crossing the bridge, you take a second to look over the edge, and the current is going very fast. It's a pretty wide bridge, probably about 20 feet wide, and the water's moving really fast underneath it. And as you look over the bridge's edge, you can see like fish that are being swept away with the current. They're kind of swimming with it, and then you can see a couple of older men down by the old tower in this area here fishing.
Ooh. Okay. So like right where the waterfalls are.
Yes, right where the waterfalls are. But you've decided, it'd be a good idea to make your way to the tavern. At least it's getting late, and you really don't want to be outside after dark. This is a new town. You're not quite too sure about what's a good part of town, if it's a good town or bad town, or those kinds
Yeah,
of
that's
things. So you make your way into the tavern. It's called the Grey Fur Rest Tavern.
the sound of that name.
The door to the Grey Fur Rest creaks open with a friendly sound, and as you and Barnaby step inside, you're met with a wall of warmth that smells like cinnamon, toasted oats, and savory vegetable stew. It's a busy. Yeah, I know, right? Sounds good. It's a busy room filled with the low hum of neighbors talking after a long day of work. Behind the long wooden counter is the tavern owner, a stout and very kind looking badger woman named, well, if it's anything to guess from the name on stitched on her apron, her name's Mama Hearthlight.
Mama Hearthlight?
Mama Hearthlight. She wears a clean white apron over her dress, and her fur is neatly brushed. When she sees you, a 10-year-old girl with a pack almost as big as you are, her eyes soften instantly. Well, now, Mama Hearthlight says, you look like you walked the whole length of the wood today, little one. Who are you and who's your fuzzy friend?
Oh, I'm Piper McLennin, and this is my friend Barnaby.
Oh, hello, Piper, and hello, Barnaby. Barnaby does something weird. He doesn't normally take to strangers. He likes hanging around you, but he lands right on her shoulder, and he seems to make himself right at home.
Aw.
I think he likes me. Barnaby gives a tired but polite little bzz in response.
He's been
Well,
flying a lot, and he's a very sweet bee.
oh my goodness. How long you been walking, child? It looks like you've been walking for days.
Yeah, I've been walking for a pretty long time.
You must be awfully tired.
I am. I'm looking for a place to maybe relax for a little.
Oh, that's
Maybe even
fair.
stay the night.
Oh, well, I would say so. You can't be outside after dark. Oh, we wouldn't let that happen. A little one like you. You can see she's kind of looking you up and down, taking in your clothes and your pack, and she looks at your dusty boots, and I'll tell you what. I have a small room upstairs. It's just a nook, really, but the blankets are clean and the pillows soft. I won't ask for a single coin tonight, but tomorrow morning, before you go looking for whatever work or whatever brought you to town, I could use a helper. Would you mind doing a little neighborly chore for me before you head out to whatever business you have?
Of course. Thank you so much.
Well, I think that we can call that square then. Now, what do you like? Do you like beef stew or do you like vegetable stew?
Beef stew always sounds good to me.
And what about your little friend here? He's a bee. I suppose I could, maybe some sugar water he might like?
Yeah, I think he would like sugar water.
Well,
I mean, he is a bee.
that's fair. Why don't you sit right here at the bar and I'll get you a big tall glass of milk and some beef stew, and we'll get your little friend here some sugar water to eat, and you guys just rest right on up.
Thank you.
Not a problem. And you finally take your pack off. There's a nice hook on the bar next to where you're sitting. You can kind of hang it on the hook, and you settle down into the chair. It's a wooden stool. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but man, anything right now feels better than walking. As you look around, you see several different kinds of humble folk. You see some hedgehogs. You see some raccoons. It's called mawpacks. You see a couple of gallus or chicken folk, and a couple of badger folk. One little old mole wandering around, and a very large black and white badger sits in the corner drinking a brown brew with some bubbles on top of it. Everybody seems to mind their own business, chatting very politely. It's not a very rough looking bar. And before you know it, Mama Hearthlight comes back and sets down a big bowl of beef stew in front of you and a nice big plate of crackers and some cheese. And she puts down a bowl, a saucer of sugar water for Barnaby. And she goes, go on, tuck in now. You're going to waste away. You keep waiting to eat any longer.
You. You're very kind. Thank you so much for giving me a place to stay and food in my mouth.
Not
This
a... Mhm.
It smells so good. And
Ah.
also, I think Barnaby also really likes it too.
Oh, well, I've been running this here tavern for a very long time, and I can put together a pretty good dinner, as best as anybody anyway. Now, why don't you tell me what brought you here to town? Meadowfen is not exactly the biggest place in the world, but We'd be interested to know why you traveled all the way here.
Um, I, I've, I've, I went to a home and I saw a note
Mm-hmm.
and it brought me here.
Oh, would you mind if I took a look at that note? Maybe I could help you find what you're looking for.
No problem.
Do you hand her the note?
Yes.
Okay. So, as you hand over the note, she reads it over and this is the elder. I don't know of any elder here in Meadowfen, but then again, it could be one of the Gallus of the city hall. No, I don't think so. They're awfully stuffy. You really don't want to talk to them. They're more concerned about taxes and lines of property rather than helping out a little one such as yourself. No, no, no. Can't be one of them. No, I don't
Oh,
know. I don't know of any elder off the top of my head, but I'll tell you what. If I hear anything, I'll make sure to tell you real quick.
oh, thank you.
Of
Is there
course.
anything I could do to help around the tavern once I'm done?
Oh, not once you're done, honey. That's going to be awfully late, but you should probably go wash up and get ready for bed. And then in the morning, you and I can talk about that little chore you can do for me.
Thank you.
Of course, not a problem. You just sit here, you eat your food, and drink all your milk. And when I come back, I'll bring you back to your room. I'm gonna make sure everything's all clean and tidy, like, okay?
Thank you.
Of course. While she's gone, she's gonna take about 15 minutes. You're gonna be eating your food. Um, is there anything you're looking at or looking for around? Everybody looks pretty, like I said, pretty kind. Not exactly. There's no like evil looking people around. Meadowfen's looking like a really nice little town. The fireplace is going nice and it's nice and warm and toasty on the inside of this tavern, and everything looks nice and clean. And I mean, it's even so nice that when people get up to go home for the evening, they push in their chairs.
Whoa, that must be a really nice place. I don't even think people at Olive Garden do that.
I don't think so.
I mean, we do that because we're polite, but like,
That's right. You see, as you're eating your food, trying to remember all the manners your mama taught you, which is you sit up straight, you bring the spoon to your face, not your face to the spoon, and don't spill anything, and don't slurp. You look
oh no,
over
no,
and,
no
and
slur.
no slurping. No, no, no. You look over and
Oh
you
no.
see Barnaby just shove his whole face into the sugar water.
Oh, Barnaby.
He looks up at you, and you can see he's like gulping down the sugar water.
You're really hungry, aren't you, Barnaby? I suppose all that flying really did that to you.
He looks at you and he kind of gives you a look on his face, and he says, you know, he gives you like the idea that you are absolutely right. And while he is not proud of his actions, he cannot stop himself at this moment because he is in fact starving.
I I do not blame you, Barnaby. But remember, we want to set a good example. This really nice lady is bringing us food and a place to stay. So try your best to make a good first impression. But still,
Barnaby,
fire away.
Barnaby sit like kind of like on the bar as he's standing, kind of sits up a little bit more straight and slowly just starts to slurp his sugar water. Just looking around and trying to not look like a barbarian bee, showing some modicum of table manners.
I don't even think a bee as cute as Barnaby can look like a barbarian.
That's fair.
Just maybe a little bit of a weird bee.
As you're eating, you notice there's a great horned owl. What do they call them? A stria, I think is what they're called, or steerage. I think that's what they're called. The owl folk. There's an older one sitting in the back of the corner of the bar, and he has a cup of tea in his hands. You've been watching him, and he hasn't taken a sip of his tea in about 5 minutes. He just seems to be watching you, kind of the ghost of a smile on his face.
Oh, also, I looked. It's owl folk is called a strig.
Strig, thank you very much. So he is a strig.
But I look up. Do I notice that he's looking down at me?
Why don't you roll me a perception check?
Uh,
So you're gonna
what's
go.
that?
So you're gonna go to your. If you look at your character sheet on Fantasy Grounds, right?
Okay.
You're gonna see a tab that says skills on the right hand
Skill.
side.
Yes.
Click that, and then scroll down to P, and you see where it says perception.
Perception.
All right.
Okay.
You see the blue dice button to the right hand side of perception.
Okay, I see it.
Give
Do
me
I click it?
Yep, just one time. Give it a click.
A
Okay,
one.
so that's a nat 1. Okay, so you don't notice him, but Barnaby is going to look. Barnaby has a +2, so that's a 9 for Barnaby. And he's going to kind of like, as he drinks his sugar water, he's going to start like buzzing a little bit, like just a low buzz. Just bzz, 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 bzz. And when you finally look at him, he kind of like side eyes to the older owl gentleman in the corner, and then you notice him.
Oh. I look at him and kind of smile back at him.
He nods his head politely, and he gives you a little bit of a wave.
I wave back at him.
He doesn't seem to get up or anything. He just is continuing to watch you, just paying attention to everything. When people get up to either leave or move to a different table, he kind of watches them move carefully. You get the sense that he's just keeping an eye on things.
Hmm. Can I say anything?
Sure, you can say that. You can walk over there and talk to him if you want to.
I kind of walk over and say hello.
Oh, hello, little one. How are you doing today, this evening?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, you can't complain. The day is at the end, and it's been a good one. I hope it's been the same for you. Got a name, little one?
Yes, my name is Piper McLennin, but
Oh.
you can call me Pip if you.
Well, Pip, I think I will. My name is Oswin. It's a pleasure to meet you. You in town for a good amount of time, or are you just here for the day passing through?
I think I'm probably gonna stay here for a good while.
I hope you do. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Like I said, my name is Oswin. I'm not really in charge. I'm nobody of importance, but I keep an eye on things for the locals. And if you ever need any help with anything, you just come talk to old Oswin. I'll give you a hand, if I can, anyway. I got some business to take care of during the day tomorrow, but besides that, you can find me here in the tavern almost any old time.
Oh, thank you, Oswin. I like that name.
Well, me too. It's been mine for a good long time. I've used to be called other names, but now it's just old Oswin. So, little Pip, what got you? What brings you to town here? I heard a little bit of a mention about a note. Now, I don't mean to eavesdrop and overhear other people's conversations, but my hearing is exceptionally good, and I couldn't help but notice that
That's fair.
there was a yeah. Well, I do my best, but one can't stop listening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I understand that too, and I kind of point up to my ears.
Oh well, you have the same predicament I have. You've probably got better ears than I do.
I'm not so sure about that. I mean, my ears aren't even really fully grown, but they're pretty big,
Oh
my
my
size.
goodness, are they going to get bigger? You think?
I mean, bigger the better.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Pip, I like you. You seem to be a very nice young lady.
Well, thank you.
Of course.
You seem to be a very nice owl.
I have at one time or another been nice, and I do try to help those around me. I don't really get around as much as I used to, and well, most of my kind tend to fly from point to point, and I prefer to walk. So, just me and the road's taken me to Meadowfen for at least the last 2 or 3 months, and it's a nice place. As long as you ain't up to no good. If you're up to no good, then you ain't got no business being here.
Oh no. I mean, eh, I wouldn't really want to disturb this bar. Very nice.
Yeah, this
You were
is.
saying something about how I got here?
Yeah, I was asking you how you got here for why you got here.
Oh, uh, pretty sure you overheard that. But I received a note under my door, and it's it's brought me here, and cert I'm searching for an elder. I'm
Oh,
not sure who.
an elder, you say? Well, they are rare. They very knowledgeable, humble folk. Those elders are. I'm I'm keeping my ear to the ground. I think I might know of one in town. If I happen to hear about it, I'll let you know. Why
Oh,
don't
thank you.
why don't we meet up here tomorrow afternoon and see? We'll compare some notes. You could tell me how your day went, and I can tell you about if I found anything about your elder.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna probably this nice lady let me stay here for the night, and she did even let me give her a penny.
Mama Hearthlight is a very kind soul, and she tries to help out all those in need. She worries something fierce about those refugees in the camp, but her her work keeps her kind of busy here. Maybe maybe tomorrow it wouldn't hurt if you went over there and just peeked in and made sure everybody in the camp was doing all right. You know,
Of course, maybe I could bring some over, and maybe they could have like some beef stew.
or maybe you could
If maybe
maybe you could
if
bring
maybe
some maybe you could bring some beef stew to them even.
Ooh, that's even a better idea, Osman.
Well, poor folk don't need to be rushing all over town. We should do our best to help those in need, ain't that right?
That is so true.
Hmm. Well, dear, I think that I think your room is ready. Here comes Mama Hothlight now. Why don't you go get yourself a good night's sleep, and we'll talk again tomorrow.
Thank you.
Of course, little one. Nice meeting you, Pip.
It was nice meeting you too, Osman.
You have a good night. Mama Hearthlight rushes over. Now, what you doing talking to this old codger for? You ain't got nothing but long stories and a bunch of tea to drink. Get on
I
now. Get on now, Oswin. You give me such a hard time, Mama. I'm just being polite.
I I would love to hear one of his stories. They sound interesting, especially if it was from an owl.
Well,
Owls are very wise.
owl stories are no better than hedges or other humble folk stories. Just talk about what you know. Ain't that right, Mama? Well, yes, I think you aren't lying, but you do have some good stories, also, and maybe I could perhaps convince you to tell us one of these nights. I'll make you something special. I'll make you one of those uh, clover teas that you really enjoy. Oh, well, for clover tea, I think I could probably tell you a yarn or two. What do you think, little Pip?
Yes.
But that's not for tonight. Come on, dear. Mama gonna take you right, put you in the bed. Do you get enough food to eat? Are you good?
Yeah, I haven't been this full in ages.
Oh, good. That's what Mama likes to hear. Now, why don't you and Barnaby come follow me up to your room and we'll get you squared away nicely and then you can get some rest and we'll see you in the morning.
Oh, I think Barnaby enjoyed his sugar water too.
Well, seeing as how there ain't none left, I'd imagine so. And you see, Barnaby is normally a very pudgy bumblebee. He is, in fact, fat with as much sugar water as he drank. He's very full. You could see because he has 6 legs and two of them are in the front, or he's standing. The back two are standing. The other two in the middle are holding his stomach. He's oh,
He's a big
I
little
do
fat bee.
I do think he might have ate a little too much. Now you better go sleep now, Barnaby. You're gonna have some stomach pains in the morning if you don't rest. And
I'll make sure he will.
oh, you take good
And
care of him, don't you?
I I try to. I mean, he always took care of me when I need.
Oh yeah, keeping you
Yeah,
company and the like, or just keep watching out for you. Which one?
a little bit of the both.
Oh really? Really?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little example of how this here bumblebee seems to help you? He's such a good looking and helpful looking bumblebee. I just can't imagine him helping someone as industrious as you though.
Uh, one time I was just walking in the woods, and it was awful quiet. I was getting pretty sad when, like, when you're kind of really lonely,
Mm-hmm.
and then this little bee comes to me, and he kind of acts like he's talking
Mm-hmm.
to me, but keeps me company, and I think I can kind of understand what he after all of this time. And it's kind of like he understands what I'm saying, but I can also kind of understand what I'm saying, and we can sometimes have these little conversations when sometimes we get alone in the woods, because it can be pretty lonely in the woods.
I imagine it can be. And even if friends don't speak the same language, they learn to speak the same language, the one of friendship. It seems like you
You're
two are.
very wise.
Oh, thank you, dear. You don't get to be as old as I am being dumb.
That is so true.
She picks up your pack and she takes you to up the stairs to the top level of the tavern. It's a two-story building. She gets to the room at the very end and she opens it. It looks to be smaller than a normal room, but about the right size for you. There's more than enough space for you to stretch out, and there's a bed in there that'll fit you and Barnaby. And there's a pitcher of water and a couple glasses in case you get thirsty in the middle of the night, and a chair to sit in. Very comfortable looking room. She says, "Now you go ahead and you rest and you get your sleep, and we'll talk in the morning, okay, dear? Is that fine with you?"
It's more than a fine with me. And then I give her a hug, and then Barnaby kind of nuzzles up to
Oh,
her.
well, I haven't been given a hug by such a little one in a while. Thank you, dear. That she gives you a hug back, and she says, "I appreciate you. I think that you're going to fit in real fine here at Meadowfen."
Well, thank you. It looks like the kind of village that where nothing can ever go wrong. Still be
Oh, and she kind of gets
a
a
nice, cheerful, happy village.
faraway look as she looks out the window to the north, and she's, yeah, where nothing could go wrong. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Well, here's hoping, right, child? Here's hoping.
Well, I hope not. I hope it always stays like this, because this is such a beautiful village with even beautifuler,
More beautiful?
more beautifuler.
Well, I appreciate that you saying that. We all do our best to make everything look nice in here, but now it's getting late. And it's probably past your bedtime. Probably need to get your sleep, and in the morning I'll have a nice plate of eggs and bacon for you.
Yes, ma'am. And then I kind of jump onto my bed, and Barnaby kind of snuggles under the covers while I kind of help him. And I snuggle up in my blankets where my nose is kind of tucked in, and I fall and I just lay, and I say good night, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Oh, good night. And she slowly closes the door as you kind of get settled. And it's been a long day, a lot of walking, several days of walking. It's been a long time since you've slept in a bed, like 2 or 3 days. This bed is so comfy, you fall to sleep almost instantly. You and Barnaby both. And you take your rest, and we're gonna take a real quick break, and we'll be back in a little bit to pick up for tomorrow. Okay?
Okay.
All
Wait,
right.
are we done or are we
No,
taking a break?
just taking a break.
Okay.